everyone, I'm Evelyn. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So a couple of days ago, or maybe more than a couple of days ago, I put up a post over on my Twitter. By the way, if you don't follow me on Twitter and you want random updates and thoughts now and then, because why not, you can find a link to my Twitter in the description box. I don't ever plug it here on the channel, but I do have a Twitter, so if you're interested, you can check it out. But I posted a poll over there a couple of days ago asking if, basically I put up 4 pictures and then I asked people to vote for 1, 2, 3, or 4 for which build they'd like to see the most. And this is the build that was finally inspired by the picture that won, which was, it was funny because 3 of them looked quite, or at least 2 of them looked quite similar. And I kind of want to build all 4 of them, not gonna lie, because I feel like they all 4 look very cool. I feel like with 2 of them at least, you can do some fun changes to the houses, and I might actually build the one that came in second in the poll as well. But this is the one that won. It was a cottage that was completely overgrown, so there's a lot of vine on it, a lot of ivy, and I just had a lot of fun with building this house. I started out building it like this, and then this is also, okay, so I mention the temperature of my office quite often these days, but it's like, it's all that's on my mind when I'm sitting here building, to be honest, because it's so warm. I can't handle it. So at some point I was like, what if I made this autumnal? Because I am dreaming of cooler days where I can wake up and have a cup of tea in the morning without feeling like I'm gonna sweat all day afterwards, because tea is very warm. So I just in case you did not know, I don't mean iced tea, I mean like a cup of tea, a cuppa. Yeah, that sound was so stupid coming out of my mouth. Anyway, continuing. So I was just kind of like hoping for cooler days. I am desperately waiting for autumn to hit because I want more excuses to just be inside and read my books with candles lit. I don't think I've had a candle lit in my apartment since, oh my gosh, maybe March or something. That's half a year ago almost. So I miss my candles. I'm a very candle-like person, okay? I love my candles. So I sat here and I was like, why is it not autumn yet? Why is it at the end of August and it's still like 30 degrees in my apartment? It's still 22 to 24 outside. You can still wear dresses outside if you want to. And it's weird because it's the end of August. Like September is just around the corner. It's supposed to be fall by now. I'm missing fall. So I decided to turn the house into basically this year's first autumnal house, the first house inspired by fall. Don't worry, I don't ever do I don't go completely crazy on the seasonal inspired houses because first of all, I realize that I have viewers that are in different areas where the seasons may not be the same as the ones that we're going through in my country at the moment. I know that in some places, summer also lasts a little bit longer than until September. Apparently it also does in Denmark these days, which is weird. I'm kind of expecting it to take a turn all of a sudden and it'll just be gray, completely gray for like months. That's how it was last year. I don't think I saw the sun for like 3 months straight. So anyway, we don't ever do, and by we I mean me, here on the channel, I don't ever go full on with the seasonal builds. I tend to just sprinkle in a couple, that sounded so weird. Sprinkle in a couple. Now, am I losing my voice as well? Wow, this is chaotic. Okay, we're just gonna go with it. I tend to just sprinkle in a couple of autumnal houses, especially now and then I tend to just forget all about winter because honestly I hate building while it's snowing in The Sims. So I might do like one at some point, but it's annoying. You can't see the roof texture or anything. It's very, very annoying to me. So I just tend to kind of avoid it. But autumnal houses are, out of all of the summery, seasonal kind of builds, autumnal builds are definitely my favorite ones to do. I love the colors, I love the coziness, and I just desperately yearn for those days. So here you go. Here's the first autumnal house of the year, even though it's still 30 degrees in my office. But if I can't have it in real life, I will have it in The Sims. That's how it works, right? That's what The Sims is for. Living out your dreams, right? Or something like that. So here we go. And it was inspired again by the picture that I posted over on Twitter. I will see if I can find the poll and put it linked in the description. Oh, and also I could plop in the picture, by the way, up in the corner right now because I still have it saved on my computer. So let me just do that right now so you can see what the house originally looked like. I did make some changes to it, such as the little square on the left side. I decided to turn it into sort of a sunroom. I just really wanted to use those windows that are they from Laundry Day? I feel like they're from Laundry Day, but I could be wrong about it. Don't worry, I do adjust them later on when I notice that they're not actually aligned, so just don't worry about it. I will notice eventually. It just takes me a while to get there, okay? But yeah, I did do some obviously all the vines and the ivy and stuff was inspired by the picture because there's quite a lot growing on the original house. But I still, whenever I take inspiration from houses that I find on Pinterest or Google or real estate websites, house floor plan websites, I don't usually visit those actually, but sometimes a couple of do show up on Pinterest and stuff, and it's fun to have a look around. I like looking at floor plans actually. It's kind of fun. I like imagining where to put the different furniture. Go figure. Who would have thought that was the thing that I like to do? Anyway, so I just like to make adjustments or changes to the houses just to give it my own little touch, if you will. So for this one, I definitely mainly did that with the landscaping because there's quite a lot going on. We're kind of using a mix of both foundations, but also there's a little bit of terrain tooling around as well. Terrain manipulation, not tooling, terrain manipulation used around this lot as well. I also added a pond on the left side just because I felt like it would be cute. Ended up changing the water swatch to something else later on. Also add some decor to it. But we're mainly focusing on the house itself though, because there's quite a lot going on in the house. And also the landscaping actually. There's quite a lot going on the landscaping too. I went a little bit overboard, like I'm not gonna lie. This might not be for everyone. There's a lot of plants around. It's probably gonna look so chaotic during winter, but who said that the autumnal house would be fitting for winter? All I'm saying is if you choose to play with this house, you might want to change the house. Like you might want to move your family to another house when winter hits, is all I'm saying. Okay. It's not a very winter friendly kind of house. It's most definitely a house you would move into during autumn. So not spring, not summer, not winter, just autumn. And I know that's super unrealistic, but we're playing The Sims. It's fine. We can do what we want. And I just really wanted to build an autumnal house. So I did. But that's another reason I don't really do these very often, the seasonal inspired ones, apart from we're not all in the same season necessarily all the time. But also, like, I do realize that the Southern Hemisphere also exists. You guys are recognized and noticed, don't worry. But also, it's super annoying for gameplay because then you move into an autumnal house and winter comes around and suddenly it's like, well, the vibes here don't really fit the vibes outside, so maybe I should move on, or at least I can imagine that I would feel like that. I would feel like I would have to change everything. Plus, this was also built during autumn in the game, during fall, so all the plants look fine right now because they're in this fall state, but I don't know if they all work during winter either. I can't see that because some of them are from the debug catalog, and I know that seasons affects a lot of plants in the debug catalog, but not actually all of them, so it's a little bit confusing at times, and it's not something that I would necessarily check, but at least the trees we know are good because they're all yellow and red and so nice. I love autumnal trees. They're so nice. Or not autumnal trees, but I love how trees look in autumn. It looks very, very nice. So anyway, as for the floor plan and everything, all right, we're building in Windenburg, by the way, in case you had not noticed. I felt like the house kind of looked a little bit Tudorish, so I decided to start building it here. We're building in the foresty area, I think in the same area as I built in earlier this week, which was also a cottage. Totally not on purpose, I swear. We'll do something else for the next house, I promise. But obviously, with a cottage like this and wanting it to be autumnal, this was just the best place for me personally. So I decided to go for it. But it's on a 30 by 20 and it's a wide lot instead of a narrow and long lot, as you can probably tell. And it has room for 1 to 2 parents, 1 teen, and also 1 kid. So the teen and the kid, their bedrooms are on the 2nd floor, and the parents is down here on the ground floor. You kind of have to walk through the... No, that's not where I placed the kitchen. I placed the kitchen right there. You kind of have to walk past the dining table because we are dealing with like an open, sort of open floor plan, at least for the ground floor. So I kept it open for, or like walking into the living room situation, that's almost the sunroom. I decided to keep it open there, but just to make it look a little bit realistic, because normally you would need support beams for that area, I think, I'm pretty sure. I'm not an architect and I'm not an engineer or anything, but it's logical to me, so I decided to place down some support beams, if you will, some columns. But the wall itself is gone, and there's no wall between either this little hallway space and the kitchen right here, so you can see that we're decorating, and also the living room. So it's quite open, I would say, but I felt like it was just cozy, so the whole family can hang out in this area, unless the kid and the teen want to hang out in their own bedrooms. Like, totally understand that. I did that a lot when I was a teen too. Definitely spent more time in my own room than in the living room, so I get it. I was playing my computer in my own room all the time. I totally get it. But that's basically, I just thought it would be cozy. So, but it's probably mainly going to be used by the parents. And I'm also actually placing down most of the furniture before cluttering it up and adding other decor. So if you were wondering if the kitchen is already done, we're not done with it. We're gonna go back. I know that it's a little bit annoying doing it like that, but I just had this idea of where I wanted the major pieces of furniture to be. So I wanted to make sure that I placed it down while I still remembered it and didn't get sidetracked by something else. So that is what we're doing right now. And then we're going to go into detail afterwards. But I feel like that's fine as well for open concept, sort of open concept at least, situations, floor plans, because we're not moving from room to room. We're technically still decorating the same room. I hope I'm making sense right now, but like sometimes I don't really know. So if you got any questions, let me know. Feel free to ask away. I could definitely imagine the living room area being like living in an apartment with pretty big windows. That's also south facing, if I may just add. So I have the sun going through my windows all day. I can't create a draft in my apartment because I only have windows on the southern wall. So I could imagine, this is also why my apartment is constantly 30 degrees over the summer, because the sun is hitting my window from like 7 a.m. until late. Although it's a little bit shorter now because we are closing in on September, so the days are getting a lot shorter. The sun went down at like 9 yesterday, or between 8 and 9 at least. We're going in the right direction at least. So, but I can totally imagine this room right here basically being a sauna during the summer, so I wish the Sims who live in this house good luck, but at least it looks nice, right? It looks nice. But also, I don't think they're actually affected by that the same way. And they also have air condition, because I did place down one of those round things in the hallway where I like to place them. Do you actually, if you play the game a lot, like, I don't know how varied you guys are in your playing styles, like do you just build or do you also play? But if you play, do you need more than one of those? Do you need one per room? Because I don't think I've actually ever checked that. Or is it fine to just have one? Does that set the temperature for the entire house? I feel like that would make sense. When I say the little round thing, I think it's a thermostat or something, but do you need multiple of those? Do you need one in every room? Because then I really need to reconsider how I build my houses. And also, if you have 2 houses on one lot, do you need one per house, or does it still cover the other house if you have one in one house? That sounded so confusing. You get my point, hopefully, but I mean, I'm confusing myself. Whenever I say I hope you guys get what I mean, by the way, I don't mean that you guys are by any means unable to understand what I'm saying. I'm just worried that I myself am not making sense. Sometimes I'm a little bit worried if you think I think you're stupid, but I don't think you're stupid. I think I'm confusing. So is that Yeah, okay, moving on. I'm just gonna tell you that I'm doing this voiceover while I'm incredibly hungry, but I can't focus on eating until I've done this voiceover. So thoughts are flying around in my head and it's all like food, basically. I really should have gone to get food before doing the voiceover, I know. Yeah, I made the wrong decision, but here we are. Speaking of food, dining room. Perfect segue. Okay, so this little situation down here is made of some cabinets that are base game. They're usually perfect for more industrial sorts of interiors, but I felt like having this like sort of like rustic look to them a little bit. I thought it would be perfect to use them, and then I combined them with some base game shelves. I know we're not on the dining room anymore, but I need to finish my thought before moving on. And also there's a little bit of like actually, what are those called? Those like cabinets, but not necessarily cabinets, but you have like plates and stuff in them and glasses maybe as well. What are those called? Because I feel like they have a specific name when they're specifically made for that purpose. What are they called? Someone out there will know. Please help a girl out because I would actually like to expand my vocabulary on this fine Sunday, so please let me know. That sounded so sarcastic, and it was really not meant to be sarcastic. Anyway, so actually I tweeted this the other day as well, because I know that sometimes I say stuff in my voiceovers that's meant in a very sarcastic way. I'm Danish, okay? If there are other Danes out there, you basically know as well that sarcasm is pretty much a part of our language. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you British people out there as well would like recognize that or be able to relate to it. But sometimes I'm worried that other countries, other nationalities, like you guys that aren't either from Scandinavia or maybe even German or from the UK will hear something that I say and think that I'm either making like a dumb comment or I don't know, that I'm being a little bit mean or whatever. It's just I grew up in a very sarcastic family. So we just it's a part of the language and I just mean it for fun. But sometimes I do get a little bit worried that you may not know that I just mean it for fun because I recognize that we're different, like people from all around the world. We have different what's it called, communication and styles, if you will, and stuff. Like, I don't know if that made any sense, but again, this is the third time I'm saying that in this voiceover. It's really not going well today, huh? I really need a t-shirt or something that says, am I making sense right now? Or do you guys get what I mean? Or I don't know if that made any sort of sense, but I hope you guys get it. Hopefully, I mean, you do. But anyway, that's too long for a t-shirt though. Yeah, it's too long. So I think this might be the only bathroom that I'm decorating on cam, by the way, but that's because I'm basically reusing the items. I will say that the other bathroom that you have to go through this little hallway that's right on the left side right now, that one does have laundry machines in it. So if you like laundry, I got that covered for you. There's a couple of hampers around the house as well, so you should be covered. If not, feel free to throw a couple extra in there. It's completely fine. And if you don't like laundry, you can just take out the machines. That's completely fine. Actually, as I usually say, if you want to just redecorate the whole house, feel free to do so. The house is here for your benefit, so do with it what you will, just please don't re-upload it. That's all. So, but you can redecorate them. I know that whatever I do in my houses, it doesn't necessarily always cover the bases for your households, so always feel free to just adjust them to your likings so they do fit with your households. Yeah, but this is the child's bedroom. It's very small. I didn't realize how small it was until I started decorating it, and I was like, oh no, we have a door that is on a diagonal wall, which first of all, I hate decorating around. I don't do well at it. So that was a little bit of a, there's a bit of a challenge, if you will, but I figured, or I placed down some toys in there for the child so they have some fun to, or they have some stuff to play around with and have some fun with, and I basically try to fit in the essentials other than that, so I think they should be covered, but I was laughing a lot at the little window because I realized that there was no window in the bedroom, and as far as I know, you need a window in a bedroom because otherwise I would hate it. I would be so confused when I woke up, like you don't know if it's sunny outside or if it's still dark. You have no idea. I think there's also something about fire hazards in real life, so you actually need a window in the bedroom for it to be a bedroom. But I mean, that depends on where you're from, of course. But as far as I know, the rules are like that here and also in several other places. So I decided to place down a tiny window because it was all that could fit there without it intersecting or cutting into the roofing. And I just don't like when roofing and windows cut into each other. I don't like it, or clip with each other, if you will. So I was just laughing about that. Like, I was chuckling to myself as I was placing down the window, like, this is so ridiculous. It's so small. It had to be done though, the window had to be there, but hopefully the kid is okay with it, so. But this is the teen's bedroom. It's very brown in here. I don't have it up on my second monitor, so I can't keep track right now. Oopsie, there we go. But it's just, yeah, very brown, a little bit messy. I was not really sure what bed to go with because I really wanted one of the swatches that kind of reminded me of autumn. I feel like this one is okay. I don't know if it's just because it's like off-white, black, and brown or something, but it has a fall vibe to it. It might also have something... Actually, the flowers are a little bit summery, spring-like, but there's no pink or like pastel colors on it, so it's not spring, right? Those are the rules for spring items. They have to be pastel, surely. So, but yeah, you might want to have to remove that. You might want to have to. That doesn't make any sense. You might want to remove that cluster of clutter on the ground before playing in this house, because as far as I've gathered from other people, it actually blocks rooting. Just a heads up. I thought it looked nice for the house though, for the interior, just for like interior pictures and stuff, but as far as I know, it actually blocks rooting, so your Sims can't walk on top of it. It's a little bit stupid. You could always play test it if you want to, but I'm pretty sure I've play tested it before and it didn't work, so unfortunately. And there is also an empty room on the second floor that's not really used for anything. I decided to keep it empty because it's a very narrow, it's like 2x4, but you can change that if you want to. I just didn't really see why I needed to decorate it, to be honest, because I can't really fit anything in there. So I just kept it empty. But I do that sometimes with these like very narrow attic rooms because they're just so narrow. It's not really possible to fit any furniture in there. And then other than that, we're just doing some landscaping. I am adding an extra platform foundation situation down here because I thought it would be nice for them to have this little outdoor seating area that was on, instead of being on the ground, I wanted it to be as like an extended version of this little foundation situation that's going around the house. And also because they were just, I don't know, I wanted them to be high or like elevated above the ground, basically. And I thought it was super cute because the tree that I'm using as well actually has lanterns hanging down from some of the branches, and they do light up in the dark as well. So I thought it would be cute with a little sitting area underneath the tree, and I just went for it. We're doing a lot of landscaping later, placing down plants though, so don't worry that it's a little bare around the foundation right now. We do fix it in a little bit. And I also had this idea since I placed down the tree, actually the big tree, with the lanterns. I had this idea that I really wanted them to have a painting area below the tree because it was very idyllic and peaceful there, so I decided to place down 3 easels. You can use that area for whatever you want to though, so if you don't want the easels to be there, swap them out with something else. You can place down some benches and just have like a little cozy lounge area or something, but I don't know, it felt perfect to have this sort of painting area for some reason. So, but for the rest of the video, the remaining 1 minute and 15 seconds of the footage, we're just placing down ivy and also plants and some trees, doing a little bit more terrain paint, but that is pretty much it. So I hope you all like this house. If you do, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, as usual, the tray files will be found over on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box down below. And if you like books, come check out my booktube channel. It's linked in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. We have a lot of fun over there, just nerding out about books. So if that's your thing, definitely come check it out. But that is all I got for you guys today. Leave leave suggestions for builds in the comment section down below if you have any. But yeah, that's all. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
begun to feel that I want your attention. This time it is for real. Oh baby, love me like you did last night. I wanna hold you till the morning comes. Oh baby, love me like you did. Love me like you did. Oh baby, kiss me till I see the light. Like you did last night. Like you did last night. Could it be that I'm lucky to have found someone who is just as crazy as me? Or is it just in my mind? Yet too soon to mention how I've begun to feel that I want your attention. This time it is for real. Oh baby, love me like you did last night. I wanna hold you till the morning comes. Oh baby, love me like you did. Love me like you did. Oh baby, kiss me till I see the light. Like you did last night. Like you did last night. Come back to my place, we can dance the night away. My heart is screaming out for you. I want you here with me so that everything will be as good as they were